Good day everyone, I am Cecil Lumayas Mansing, a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English student. Our topic for today is about an adjective complement clause. So this is our objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to first, to define the adjective complement. Second, differentiate each kind of adjective complement. Third is to respond actively on the different activities. Fourth and the last one is to value the importance of learning about adjective complement. Before we proceed to our main topic, so let's discuss about what is adjective first. So an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. So meaning, these are the words that describes the qualities or states of being of nouns and pronouns. Let's say for example, she looks pretty on pink. So in the sentence, pretty is the adjective. So pretty describes how she looks in pink. Example number 2. Chocolate tastes so good. Good is the adjective in the sentence, meaning good describes the taste of chocolate. So what is clause? When we say clause is a group of words that functions as one part of speech, and that includes a subject and a verb. For example, all cars stop when they see a red flag. So as we can see on the sentence, that there is an independent clause and dependent clause. So what is an independent clause? An independent clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. So meaning, an independent clause is a clause that can stand by itself as a simple sentence. So let's identify what is the independent clause in the sentence, all cars stop when they see a red flag. So as we can see, all cars stop is an independent clause, meaning all cars stop can stand alone. Mapapansin natin sa independent clause natin na all cars stop na meron siyang subject and a verb. So the subject there is all cars and the verb is stop. So it expresses a complete thought. So when it expresses a complete thought, therefore it is an independent clause. So ano naman yung dependent clause? Dependent clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. So pareho lang siya sa independent clause na merong subject and verb. But take note, dependent clause does not express a complete thought. So it means that a dependent clause cannot be a sentence. It is often marked by a dependent marker word. So let's identify the dependent clause in our sentence, all cars stop when they see a red flag. So the dependent clause there is when they see a red flag. So as we have observed that there is a subject and a verb. The subject there is they and the verb is saw. So but when they see a red flag cannot be a sentence because it cannot stand alone. So if it cannot stand alone, so that means that is a dependent clause. Let's move on to complement clause. So what is a complement clause? A complement clause is a clause that complements or completes the meaning of a noun, adjective, or verb. Let's say, for example, Mary saw that the man dropped. So in the sentence, that the man dropped completes the meaning of the word so. So that is a complement clause. Let's move on to our topic for today, an adjective complement clause. So what is an adjective complement clause? An adjective complement clause, also called an adjective phrase complement, is a phrase or clause that provides information necessary to complete an adjective phrase's meaning. They are most often used with predicative adjectives. So these predicative adjectives are adjectives that follow linking verbs to describe the subject of the clause. These adjective complements are an important aspect of English grammar because it is a functional part of a sentence that completes the meaning of or complement an adjective or adjective phrase. It provides information that makes a word or group of words function as an adjective in a clause or sentence. If the meaning of an adjective is unclear as written, then an adjective complement is needed. There are important points to note. First, an adjective complement is more than a word, not just a word, but more than a word. Second, it comes right next to an adjective. There are three types of adjective complement clause, namely the prepositional phrases, second one is the infinitive phrases, and the last one is the noun clause. So what is a prepositional phrase acting as an adjective complement? Prepositional phrase is comprised of a preposition immediately followed by a noun, pronoun, noun phrase, or noun clause. Take note, prepositional phrase start with a preposition such as with, about, on, or in. So let's say, for example, he felt alone in the world. So alone there is the adjective, while the words in the world is a prepositional phrase acting as an adjective complement. Next example, she is skilled in archery. In archery is the complement of the adjective skilled. Well, example number 3, the bosses are pleased with your progress. The words with your progress is the complement for the adjective pleased. And then last example, my father is unhappy with my work. With my work is the complement for the adjective unhappy. So that is a prepositional phrase acting as an adjective complement. The second type of adjective complement is the infinitive phrases. So what is infinitive phrases? Infinitive phrases are formed from full infinitive verb to plus the base form of the verb plus any additional objects or modifiers of the verb. So be careful not to confuse with the infinitive phrases and prepositional phrases, because infinitive phrases starts with the word to, while the prepositional phrases starts with preposition. Here are some examples of infinitive phrases acting as adjective complement. So first example is, I am very happy to know you. So to know you is the complement of the adjective happy. So the adjective is happy and the infinitive phrase there is to know you. Example number 2, the boy is scared to see his results. To see his results there is an infinitive phrase acting as an adjective complement, while the adjective there is scared. Example number 3. They felt relieved to return home. To return home is the complement of the adjective relieved. Okay, example number 4. The crowd is impatient to begin. To begin is the complement of the adjective impatient. So that is infinitive phrases acting as an adjective complement. So the last type of adjective complement clause is the noun clause. So what is a noun clause? A noun clause is a dependent clause that is able to function grammatically like a noun. It begins with the words that, how, if, and the WH words. What, whatever, where, wherever, when, whenever, which, whichever, who, whom, whoever, whomever, whither, and whatever. Here are some examples of the noun clause acting as an adjective complement clause. First example is, I am delighted that all my classmates passed their exams. So, the words that all my classmates passed their exams is the noun clause acting as an adjective complement modifies the adjective delighted. So example number 2. It was amazing how you won the game. How you won the game complements the adjective amazing. And then example number 3. I am a little curious why he decided to leave. The words why he decided to leave complements the adjective curious. Example number 4. We were shocked when she came back to our group. So the words when she came back to our group complements the adjective shocked. And example number 5. They are somewhat unsure whether this is the right decision. The words whether this is the right decision is the noun clause acting as an adjective complement which modifies the adjective unsure. So that is a noun clause. So i-add ko lang tong modifier or adverbs versus adjective complements. So what is it? Adjective complements are similar to but distinct from modifiers of adjectives. Both function adverbially, but while adjective modifiers describe or elaborate upon an adjective's meaning, adjective complements work with adjectives to complete their meaning. So the meaning of the sentence will not change if the modifier is taken out, whereas some information will be lost or altered if the complement is removed. So let's say, for example, I was very shocked to see you again. Very is an adverb that modifies the adjective shocked, while to see you again is an infinitive phrase that complements it. So next example, I am perfectly contented on my own. So perfectly is an adverb that modifies the adjective content, while on my own is the prepositional phrase that complements it. So example number 3. We were a little curious why they decided to leave. So a little is an adverbial phrase that modifies the adjective curious, while the words why they decided to leave is a noun clause that complements it. So that is an adverb versus adjective complement. So do not be confused of the 3 types of the adjective complement clause, namely the prepositional phrase, infinitive phrases, and the noun clause. So take note, prepositional phrase starts with a preposition such as with, about, on, or in. And then the infinitive phrases starts with a word to. And then the last one, the noun clause, begins with the words that, how, if, and the words WH. So that's the end of our discussion for today. Thank you for watching and God bless.